Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all of the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. I'm joined, as always, by my brother Bill. How you doing?
Boys are back in town.
The boys are back in town. We're talking about The Boys season 3, episode 7. If it's anything like the first 2 seasons, this is going to be the penultimate episode, and we only got 1 episode left of the season.
Sad.
Yeah, sad day. Episode is incredible, just like all of the other ones have been, but this one seems a little bit more character based. Not a whole lot of shocky, gory stuff.
Not a whole lot, but I mean, we get our fill.
But we do definitely get some for sure. Just to start out, the world's reacting to Starlight's video. How did you like how all that was portrayed? You know, it was very. It
was kind of predictable. Like, like America's stupid, so why would they just all of a sudden start caring about stuff? So,
right.
It's what do they call it? When you're social commentary.
Yeah,
there absolutely. You go. I smoked before. I didn't want to smoke a blunt during because we only got so much time when we do videos. So right. I didn't want to be coughing trying to make my point. But I just got through watching it or rewatching it again, and yeah, like it was just very predictable. Like, America's dumb. Why would they just believe anything a white woman says? Any woman.
Right, it's very, very predictable, like what the show does, and of course like what America does.
What we do, baby. It's our national export.
Yeah, is hating other people. That's America's
greatest.
Other people. So yeah, the show continues with A-Train waking up out of the hospital. I don't think I've ever really given this actor enough props. He does a really great job as A-Train. I've dissed his costume a lot on this pod, but the actor, I think his name Jesse T. Usher. He's really, really good.
Also, big shout outs to Starlight because I was just watching it today and I was like, damn, she really is acting her ass off. Yeah, like she be acting her ass off, and I was just like, damn, she could be doing this with anybody. It was the scene with her and Kimiko, and I was just like, not to skip ahead, but I was just like, man, damn, no. She was killing it in that scene, like because like she's interacting with somebody who's not speaking and not speaking back, and I'm just like, you know what, this girl is a really good actor.
I totally agree. She, Erin Moriarty has definitely stepped up a lot in this season. You can see how used to the role she's gotten. And yeah, like when A-Train wakes up out of the hospital, he's alive, obviously. We weren't sure if that was gonna happen, but
he got a heart from old Blue Hawk.
Yeah, he's got a racist
thing he didn't
man.
Throw his body down on the like try to bust his chest open or nothing like that. Good thing he didn't do that.
But it's still weird, you got the racist dude's heart in you. Like he's gonna be thinking about that.
Organ donors do what organ donors gonna do.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that he happened to be an organ donor.
His heart was beating at first, like, damn, what the fuck, nigga? And he was like, but I will be able to run. So that is okay. I'm mad about that, but why does white girl keep saying racist shit to me? Like, what the fuck? Did this bitch say something else, man? Hold on, I just need to calm down, man. Fuck this white bitch.
Like, okay. Did she say, can I get a what?
Yeah, okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, do you think that this is going to be a turning point for him? Because we've seen him get multiple.
I think he already had his turning point when he apologized to Huey.
Oh, okay, you think that was his turn?
He turned. He's a turncoat.
Because yeah, he's had other opportunities to like do the right thing, obviously, and he's
like Spike Lee. Much like Spike Lee.
Much like Spike Lee, and he continues to like disappoint. I'm not sure if this is gonna make him actually run in the right direction, or if like having a new heart is gonna have him just like make him go back to his other ways.
I think he's going, look, I don't care if he does one or the other, but I want to point out that in the comic books, the black version, the Deep is a black guy on the team, and A-Train is a white dude. Okay. But they've reversed it, and A-Train was the one who was one of the few who like raped Starlight, and the Deep actually wasn't involved in the comic book. He was actually one of the nicer people on the team. So I'm assuming that the writers, because they've changed so much and diverted so much from the story, but they still gotta weave in the story, right? I'm thinking that they're weaving in like, hey, A-Train is gonna start being like a upstanding dude.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting. It would be a cool arc for him because it hasn't happened just like overnight. It hasn't been like one thing. It's been a series.
As Legend said in this episode, most all of them are assholes. He says all of them are assholes. All of them are the same.
Yeah,
which is insane.
Yeah, yeah, they're all terrible assholes. Speaking of which,
that's what he calls them. All the talent.
Yeah, all the talent. Yeah, like Huey says, I thought that you were friends. Like, why? Because he puts himself into my house.
Yeah, why? Because I can't kill him and he's here. That's why.
Right. Yeah, yeah, Butcher and Huey and Soldier Boy still hold up at Legend's house, and they're trying to find Mindstorm.
Well, I mean, Huey's watching over the chaos. Butcher's trying to find Mindstorm, and Soldier Boy is fucking old with him.
Yeah, yeah, that is the role of responsibilities. Absolutely. Yeah, like it's actually even like Butcher even says that he's given Soldier Boy a bunch of weed just because he's dealing with PTSD and he's trying to keep him from freaking out and blowing shit up again.
Yeah.
So while they're out on the hunt for Mindstorm, we get a really interesting flashback sort of sequence. What did you think? What happened? What did you think? What do you think of all the stuff that happened with Noir and the cartoons and his backstory?
No. So we kind of like talked about this, like hoping to see a backstory, or maybe we'll see another flashback to explain that what happened. But we did not think it was going to be like that.
Yeah,
that was awesome. And going back to speaking on how we talked about what's his name? The guy who plays Soldier Boy.
Oh yeah, Jensen Ackles. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jensen Ackles. I mean,
Dean.
We talked about how he is a good voice actor, and boom, here it comes. He gets a chance to do some quite mighty fine voice acting. If I do say so myself.
Yeah, it was really good to hear him, hopping back in that seat, and it was an interesting way to show the flashback, because it would have felt like a little bit like, it was like, oh, I'm sure they were like thinking we don't want to show them more like what they've already seen. Essentially, how can we go back to this without it?
I don't think it was that. I think it was a great use of a budget.
Oh yeah.
On a show that's not like hundreds of millions of dollars budget, fucking well, I was gonna say Obi-Wan, but we already have talked about how that's not. that was one of the tiniest Disney budgets of all time.
Like The Mandalorian, say. Yeah.
Right. I think Bambi had a bigger budget than Obi-Wan. I'm gonna always be able to bring it back to that. But yeah, I think it was the animated scene with or scenes with Noir were very touching, very like not touching, they were touching, not make you cry. I've seen that on some other of our, what do they call them, colleagues on YouTube. I've seen them say some crazy shit, but it did make me cry, but it was very touching and made you feel for this character who is also really fucked up. Clearly, all these people are fucked up. Like I have none of them. I can't be like feeling sorry for the motherfucker who was about to kill this dude because he wouldn't let him be on TV or in a movie. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
You're right. Yeah.
Like, that's the reason we can't be cool. You're gonna be in a movie. I'm gonna kill you, you fucker.
But then he just like whipped his ass. Like like for even trying to have the conversation. It was pretty wild.
I think we probably even said something about that looking like he had a shield in his head. I think we said that he looked like he was the one who probably fucked him up.
Probably. I can't remember.
I can't remember we said it on pod, off pod.
Right. Yeah, because we're always talking about shit. But yeah, like it was a really interesting way of showing that. Like, yeah, I'm like one of the first ones to cry at anything. It didn't make me cry, but it did manage to get that emotionality through, even though we're seeing like a cartoon eagle and a cartoon sheep fight each other.
Exactly.
And I just gotta say, like the weasel, a black sheep. Oh, very, very, very pointed. And I love the animation of the weasel as I keep wanting to call him Gus because that's his character's name in Better Call Saul. Stan Edgar. Yeah. I love the little weasel when he eats the almond and he has just like the blank face.
Stop eating those in front of me, man. Damn, you know I'm gonna die if you thing around these, bro.
And I'm pretty sure that was like the first line that we hear in the flashback in the last episode. It's like, stop eating those almonds around me. I'm allergic. So it's a nice like tie-in to that moment.
Right. It was like and I want to just point out some Easter eggs.
Ooh, Easter eggs.
To later. So you just when I get to the end, we just remember. If I don't remember, I'm gonna point them out.
Okay. All right.
Continues.
But yeah, like after the flashback, we see that Soldier Boy is abusive, and Noir and Vought are the ones who conspired against Soldier Boy. And Soldier Boy is about to find that out when he rolls up on Mindstorm. But first, Mindstorm kind of gets the drop on him. He knocks out Butcher and puts him in a nightmare land.
Soldier Boy trips a bomb, a tripwire.
Right. And and then Mindstorm comes in and he incapacitates Butcher and then he fucks off. So it kind of like separates the team. Soldier Boy and Huey got to go get Mindstorm while Butcher is in a perpetual nightmare world. What did you think of this whole nightmare thing sequence with Butcher where he has to relive his childhood?
It was great, but it was boring. But but it was a great tie-in to the comic book because Butcher sees Huey as Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny, yeah.
And it was a good tie-in to the comic book. So, because that's how it is in the comic book. And he protects Huey
right
in that way, but he also is hard on Huey in the same way that his father was hard on his brother.
Right.
But he sees himself as the reason that Lenny ended up dying, even though Lenny, it didn't kill himself. I think Lenny got hit by a bus in the comics.
Oh, in the comics, yeah.
But yeah, so it was good. It was a good scene. They were good scenes, I should say, because it's chopped in.
Right.
But I like the entire like going through the woods scene with Dean. Felt very supernatural-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, I'm gonna suck you like cutlery. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, yeah, because he is kind of like a hype, like even amped up version of Dean, like a toxic masculine version of Dean.
Yeah, I mean, he's like Dean if Dean was to play an asshole on season 1.
Right.
That's all he'd have to do is just be an asshole on season 1, and that's just Dean. Because time-wise, he wouldn't be like considered risque. He wouldn't time period-wise, like late 90s, early 2000s. He's not going to be considered risque. He's going to be considered like, hey, I like this guy.
Oh, a Soldier Boy,
badass.
Well, I'm sure there's like still a lot of people who do like him. It's weird, like all the different parallels we see with him and Homelander, because we get in the last episode. I think we hear Homelander say, or Soldier Boy say that he wanted to have kids with Countess, And in this episode, you hear Homelander say that he wanted to have kids with Maeve.
Yeah, he definitely they're father and son, as we find out at the end of this episode. But
yeah, crazy.
But like, it's crazy that you mentioned the parallels we see between him and Homelander, Dean and Homelander, is because I see some other parallels. How about Bob Singer?
Oh yeah, Rob Singer. Yeah,
isn't that his name in Supernatural?
Who's
the character is, because he's in Supernatural.
Oh, I don't know. Oh man, I'm not that. I can't.
Put that in the comments right now.
Yeah, please. If you know that, please let us know. Because I'm not. I would.
Man, I can't remember because I haven't watched in so long. But I'm like, isn't his name Bob Singer?
Oh man, now I got. Now I have to look
in the Supernatural show.
But you bring up a good point. I mean, you bring up a good. I'm glad you brought up the Homelander rally because something interesting happens there where he kind of unravels and rants about Starlight instead of just being like, "Hey, here's Bob Singer," which is what he's there to do.
Social commentary.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
No, never seen that. Where would such a thing happen?
But Victoria Newman,
he even did the media. Those guys back there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I really love it when they like you said, they have the social commentary. It's I love it. It's been so great to
never do that again with me on Facebook with you like this.
But then Victoria Newman walks in and
you sit beside me when you do that. Don't you do that? Sit in front, you beside me.
But Victoria Newman walks in and like while Homelander is drinking milk, which
this is really hard to even talk to you while we're talking about this young lady while she's doing this scene.
Because she it's funny. You would think that he would with Homelander all the power in the world and being smart about his perception. Why would you drink your milk there? Why not fly somewhere else?
Alex, gotta get your nut. When you gotta get your nut, you gotta get your nut.
That's just insane.
Have you never gone into the bathroom by yourself and just said, "Hey, there's nobody in here. I'm gonna just jerk off"? Of course not, because that's not what regular people do. But if you could fucking snap somebody's neck with your fucking your thumb and your index finger. Why not?
That's he's
why did he, bro? He was about busting nuts when he was like squirting out.
Oh, he's squirting
he was like
that's why he's been acting so crazy. He hasn't had his fix. He hasn't had any breast milking. What do you think that is that she handed him, that piece of paper? Because we see later that it's an address when he's talking on the phone with Soldier Boy. What do you?
I think that it's Ryan's location.
Ooh,
my grandson.
Oh man, trying to get the whole family together. Yeah,
but the question is, do you believe that me, Soldier Boy, will take over and become the family head, or do you believe that I will go in and finish what I started and kill Homelander? Take back the crown, because this fuckhead is all up in the fuck asshole. Child, man. Look at me. I'm a man. Baby.
Yeah, we find out later, that after Soldier Boy kills Mindstorm, he finds out that Homelander is his son through in vitro or whatever. Or test tubes. But he doesn't share this information with Huey and Butcher. So I think that he's gonna eventually, he's like, now this changes everything. He even tells Homelander on the phone, this changes everything. I'm thinking, he teams up with Homelander and he betrays Butcher and Huey, maybe even kills one of them. And we have to
maybe even kill one of them. I think this is a good chance that we get left with some type of big cliffhanger at the end. And I think he's gonna still want to try to kill Homeland. Or Homelander's gonna try to double cross and kill him because he's gonna think, well, this motherfucker, you know, he ain't gonna like, he's my dad, because he's like a mommy.
Right.
He like wants a mommy. He never wanted a dad. You never hear him talking about wanting a dad.
Right.
He always wants the love of his
he's a
mother.
mama's boy. Yeah, it's
so maybe he'll look at him as a threat more than he'll look at him as, because he's still scared of him.
Right.
Because he's got the little zap your powers away shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll always feel like this guy could possibly defeat me at some point.
Yeah.
Take my powers away, regardless of age.
Right.
I mean, because look at me. I'm fucking stoic. I haven't aged since 43.
Yeah, that would make more sense for Homelander because, you know, he like you said, he's a mama's boy, and he seems like he's more obsessed with being a father than having a father. So I think that's going to be more what he's going to be interested in.
That's a bar. Being a father than having a father.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Like the writers are doing a great job.
That don't mean he wrote it down. That just means he's watching and he's saying it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and then Frenchie, Kamiko gets convinces Annie to sneak into Vought to steal some compound V for her. And while Annie is there, she records Homelander saying some wild shit.
How about, I'm gonna kill your motherfucking family, kill your motherfucking kids, and then don't you ever in your life, I hope you get raped by a gang of niggas. Like, that's, you know, he was on some motherfucking, like,
he was on some
Mel Gibson shit.
Yeah,
he was on some Mel Gibson shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was out on there. He was out here. He was saying whatever was on his mind. Like, it was just me and you sitting here talking.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how, like, the world's gonna react to this and how he's gonna react to this, because I feel like this is gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back, like, psychologically.
Right. Will it though? Because he kind of distracted anyway. At the end, he kind of doesn't even care about it. He's like, I don't give a fuck, Ashley. It's your fucking problem to deal with. And then he meets his daddy, and then maybe his daddy's like, man, fuck that. You're a fucking man. You know what? You're a fucking god. Nobody gives a fuck about these assholes. In 24 years, most of these cunts will be dead. And then you fucking be second best to me. And that kind of shit might get under his skin, get under Homelander's skin eventually.
Right, yeah.
Drive him fucking crazy. Because they seem to have made Homelander a mesh of Noir in the comics and Homelander in the comics, and made them one. Because Homelander goes crazy. Spoiler: Homelander gets made crazy by Noir, and he believes that he's doing crazy shit that he's not actually doing, because Noir keeps like sending him shit, making him think that he's just blacking out and seeing shit, and doing shit that he ain't supposed to be doing.
Right.
So then he starts actually doing it, and that's when Noir was able to like act and kill him.
Right. Yeah. Like it's interesting. Yeah. Like how convoluted Homelander and Noir's relationship is in the comics. Because I didn't read like too much far past like learning what their situation was. So I'm not even sure if like Soldier Boy is like this involved in the Boys comics originally, at least in Homelander's life. So I really like all the changes they've made. I'm sure for people who are even like diehard fans of the comics, it makes it harder for them to predict what's happening next. But yeah, do you? We only got one episode left. How do you want this one to?
I think that, like, I think I said it already. Like, I wanted to see what I've already said. I want to see that happen, and I also want to see Huey is gonna get over this. I think Huey started to realize he don't want to be on this Compound V shit either.
Right. Yeah, I forgot to actually mention that Annie finds out that the Compound V is killing Butcher.
Killing them, yeah. Huey. So I think that all of that is gonna really like move it, them into that direction, get them back together before the end of the season, and then push Butcher to be like, y'all need to get away from me. That's right. And he's going to keep doing it because he's like, I got to kill everybody.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, we were talking about A-Train disappointing us and making the wrong decision. I forgot to mention even that Butcher has the opportunity to be better, and you almost think that he's going to after like this weird revelation he's had.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah,
I think that's the only thing that's gonna remain true in the comic from the comic.
Yeah, it was really good.
Butcher will end up being our protagonist.
Right. Yeah, it was a really good scene with him like talking about he doesn't talk about anything. You can just see on his face like how sad and remorseful he is, and you almost think that he's going to tell Huey the truth. And you see his face completely change back to like this.
You thought he was. I didn't think he was going to. We got a whole nother episode to go and a whole couple, at least 1 or 2 more seasons.
Right. I mean, well, yeah, like it's just like from his performance, you could like see his face go from like kind, happy, or not kind of not happy, but like remorseful Butcher to like, cartoony, diabolical. I'm just gonna do my thing.
Hey, I just went through a traumatic day. Okay.
Yeah, he had
a rough 12 years in one fucking day. Okay. That means I'm fucking traumatic, but you know what? I'm still diabolical, and it's no safe place for these suits. That's real.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot about
it's more of an Idris Elba than it is.
Yeah. Hey, we work with what we got. But yeah, like I liked how a lot of the themes of this episode were just like people pretending to be who they're not until they end up becoming who they don't want to be. Like it's a lot of these characters, most specifically Butcher, but even Homelander. He's been pretending to be this person ever since he was a child, so he could survive that weird room that he was raised in, and now he's straight up psychopath. So I'm really excited to see how this all shakes out, see how all the storylines converge.
As they say in Stranger Things, baby. Go Hawkins.
Go Hawkins. Stranger Things came out recently too. We're gonna have to talk about all that soon.
It's coming out soon.
But guys, thank you so much for listening to Drunk Banthas podcast. We try to do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like, subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little compound bees, and may the force be with you.